tonight the quiz is on everything culinary and British, or basically British food. Traditional British food, to be precise. And tonight there is €100 up for grabs in this British culinary quiz. So to get your part in €100, well, there are 9 questions. Each question is allocated a certain number of points from question number 1, which is worth 10 points, right up to question number 9, which is worth 100 points. And if you, for those of you who get more than €400, well, 400 points, sorry, you will share your part of €100. So to make things that tiny bit easier for you, we give you 4 jokers. Yes, 2 jokers that will multiply each point score, one by 3 and the other by 5, and 2 that will take away 2 wrong answers from each question. And for those of you who get maximum points using your jokers strategically to the last 3 questions and using your 50-50s accordingly, well, there's another €50 we'll just give to you because we're generous and because we love to see you win, and we love super winners. So let's get started with this traditional British quiz, starting with question number 1. In a bangers and mash, what are bangers? Are they fish fingers, sausages, Yorkshire pudding, or bananas? Now, in a bangers and mash, what are the bangers? The mash is, of course, mashed potato. We have a penchant for mashed potato in the UK, especially with beans. And you know, bangers and mash is often accompanied by some baked beans. For those of you who don't know what beans are, they are baked beans, like little small white beans, in a tomato sauce. Now, the right answer for bangers, the right answer is sausages. Whoa, sausages, whoa. She remembers the advert with the dog saying, so, do you want some sausages? Whoa. I'll just pull my microphone up so you can probably hear me slightly better. So the right answer is sausages. Let's get onto the statistics. 39% of you got that one correct. 21% of you thought it was another British favourite, the old fish fingers. 17% of you thought it was a Yorkshire pudding, and 23% of you thought it was bananas. That would be quite an interesting combo, I'd say. Maybe a rather exotic one. But why not? You know, deep fry some bananas and pop them with a bit of potato mash, and why not a few sneaky beans? Caribou, you got that one correct, my friend. Let's move on to question number 2. Now, fish and chips were traditionally wrapped in what? Nori, wrapping paper, newspaper, or potato skins? Now, fish and chips were traditionally wrapped in what? One would go to the fish and chip shop and be handed their meal in what? Is it kind of a seaweed ensemble, maybe a bit of wrapping paper to make it look a bit jazzy? Or maybe even potato skins. You know, don't want anything to go to waste, of course, with all those chips that are cut up. Why don't you wrap them in potato skins? Well, the right answer was newspaper. Obviously, they had to stop doing that because of, for health reasons, I'd say, or hygiene, because, you know, newspapers are all very kind of, it's all very ecological, but the ink kind of on your chips is probably less so for the stomach. Statistically, 43% of you got that one correct. 19% of you thought it was wrapping paper. 13% of you thought it was nori. And 24% of you thought it was potato skins. Potato skins are incidentally extremely good fried. So have you tried it? Have you got any potato skins left over from your chips? Chuck them in the pan with a bit of oil and it is absolutely perfect. Caribou, once again, you got that one correct. Let's move on to question number 3. Which of these is a traditional British salty pub snack? Is it pork droppings? Is it pork chips? Is it pork scratchings? Or is it pork skins? Now, traditionally, what would one kind of order with their pint when they went into a traditional English pub? What would they be eating? As we are a nation that doesn't like to put anything to waste, the right answer is pork scratchings. Pork scratchings is just basically pork skin that's deep fried, or pork rind. It sounds slightly more palatable. Yes, that was the pork scratchings. However, they are about 4,000 calories a packet. So I'd say if you're kind of watching your weight, do kind of stay away from that rather tempting pub snack. Go for a pack of Walkers instead. 30% of you got that one correct. 17% of you thought it was pork droppings. I mean, you know, why not? If you're vegan, you could go for that. Pork chips, I mean, yeah, pork bacon flavoured chips exist, but they're not a traditional British pub snack. Pork skins, well, I suppose it kind of is, but pork scratchings is what we were looking for. Caribou, you got that one correct. Let's move on to question number 4. Caribou, you're on fire tonight, my friend. On fire. Haven't put down any of your jokers yet, I see. So you're probably playing strategically and keeping them in your pocket for the last 3 questions. Anyway, question number 4. A meaty sausage dish in Yorkshire pudding batter is better known as bubble and squeak, toad in the hole, Welsh rarebit, or haggis. Now, from these answers, they're all genuine British meals. We have a kind of a tendency to kind of give funny names to our meals as well. We can't just, you know, say, oh, just sausage and a bit of mashed potatoes, like bangers and mash. But I want to know what the Yorkshire pudding batter, sausages in Yorkshire pudding batter is better known as. The right answer, and I'd love to know where this came from, is toad in the hole. Yes, toad in the hole. It's another kind of delicacy. We're kind of not known for our light meals in the UK, should I say. We do like something a bit kind of stodgy, something a bit, you know, kind of wholesome. And toad in the hole is one of those. 36% of you got that one correct. 22% of you thought it was bubble and squeak. Bubble and squeak is actually the remainder of a roast dinner that you just kind of fry up in a pan altogether. So that's bubble and squeak. Welsh rarebit, 19% of you thought it was that, and 24% of you thought it was haggis. I'd like to say who got that one correct, but I don't read Arabic, so sorry about that. I'll have to move on to question number 5 of this quiz in English on traditional British meals. What British pudding is made with dried fruit, suet, and served with custard? Is it fruity fanny? Is it chubby dicky? Is it freckled loin? Or is it spotted dick? Now, what British pudding is made with dried fruit, suet, and served with custard? There are obviously other ingredients, sugar and flour and such like. It's a traditional hot British dessert. And the name is quite an original one. It was first tested in Alex Sawyer's The Modern Housewife, or Ménagère, that came out in 1849. Who would know that? British delicacy came out so long ago. The right answer was spotted dick. Hence the kind of the other words that allude to the sexual genitalia. But Dick is also short for Richard, so maybe Alexei was inspired by his friend Richard, who had a spotty face. I don't know. John Qwerty, you got that one correct, my friend. And you even put a joker down on that one, so well done. You're playing your cards slightly early. Obviously not looking to go maximum points tonight, just kind of get your part in those 100 euros. 32% of you got that one correct. 15% of you thought it was freckled loin. 23% of you thought it was chubby dicky. And 31% of you thought it was fruity fanny. Okay, there's another thing. There's a cultural difference between American fannies and British fannies. American fannies are the derrière and fruity fannies are the devant. Right, John Qwerty, yes, I just said that. You got that one correct. Talking about suet, which we'd find in spotted dick. What is it? Is it Scottish for butter? I'll put a bit of suet with that, haggis. Is it animal fat? Is it vegetable margarine? Or is it Welsh for butter? Suet it's actually found not just in spotted dick, but lots of other plates and meals, pastry dishes, good old kind of beef and mushroom pie or something that always has a bit of suet in that, and even in chips. It's also called dripping, beef dripping. So if you ever had anything being fried in dripping, that is what it is. The right answer, ladies and gentlemen, is animal fat. Yes, it is fat from the kidneys and the loins of beef and mutton. Yeah, doesn't sound that tasty now, does it? And 44% of you did get that one correct, though. 20% of you thought it was Scottish for butter. 22% of you thought it was vegetable margarine. Well, there is a kind of alternative, a vegan or vegetarian alternative, but it's not suet. And 14% of you thought it was Welsh for better. Welsh better. No, it's not. Lunuli, you got that one correct, my friend.
I'm just going to see how you're doing statistics-wise. Or not, because I've just messed up the whole session on my computer. Anyway, well then I'll just... question number 7. Eton Mess is traditionally served at which Eton versus Harrow event? Is it the 4th of July? Is it the Eton versus Harry, not Harry. Harry went to Eton, but no, I wasn't looking for that. Eton versus Harrow, which is the kind of the rival school. It's the Yale to the Harvard, or the Oxford to the Cambridge. Well, there's Eton versus Harrow. It's a boys' school. Is it a squash match or is it a cricket match? Eton Mess is traditionally served at which Eton versus Harrow event? The 4th of July, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of an open day for people to go and explore Eton, which is next to Windsor. It's a beautiful school, a very old school. Lots of royalty and went there. William and Harry, just to name a few. Prince William and Prince Harry, of course. I'm not talking about Harry Styles from One Direction. So 4th of July, if you fancy going around, having a look, checking out what public school what the other half lives, go on the 4th of June, sorry, say 4th of July. No, me getting confused with the Americans. The right answer is at the traditional cricket match. There's an Eton Harrow cricket match that goes on every June at Lord's, the famous cricket ground in the UK. And yes, it was first started being served in the 30s. And Eton Mess, it's not a very tempting name. As I say, we're not very good with picking appetising names, the British. But Eton Mess is consisted of, it's a dessert of mixed strawberries, broken meringue, and whipped double cream. It is absolutely delicious. There we go. So if anyone ever offers you an Eton Mess, don't be like, what? Be like, oh, yeah, go on then. That's bloody lovely. So 60% if you got that one correct, 13% if you thought it was a squash match, 16% if you thought it was a rugby match, and 11% if you thought 4th of June. Babe Groot, you got that one correct, my friend, and you put a joker down on that one, so well done. Times 3 to be precise. I know everything. I know your strats. My friends. Let's move on to question number 8. Who is the richest British celebrity chef? Is it Jamie Oliver? Is it Gordon Ramsay? Is it Mary Berry? Or is it Nigella Lawson? There's a real kind of melange of famous British chefs in there. Jamie Oliver, the naked chef, from Essex, bit all right. Gordon Ramsay, the man who F's and blinds at everyone and puts, what is it, this idiot sandwich when you put those 2 pieces of bread on that. Anyway, who hosts Hell's Kitchen in the UK and America. It's been exported and dubbed in many different countries, including France. Mary Berry, she hosts a kind of like a meilleure pâtisserie version in English, I think on Great British Bake Off. And Nigella Lawson, who is this absolutely gorgeous, like very rich, British, I was about to say housewife, she's not a housewife, she's just a chef and she's gorgeous. Anyway, the right answer is the Essex boy himself, the naked chef, Jamie Oliver, whose net worth kind of it varies on the internet from 150 million to $400 million, because that's not obviously a straight conversion. However, he's very rich and he's the richest, okay? That's all you need to know. That was in 2017, the Sunday Times Rich List listed him as 150 million. He has accumulated all that money from TV shows, cookbooks, restaurants, campaigns to stop fish fingers in school, don't know why, and adverts. So Jamie Oliver, 52% of you got that one correct, 27% of you thought it was Gordon Ramsay, 12% of you thought it was Mary Berry, and 10% of you thought Nigella Lawson. Anna Brock, you got that one correct. Again, you used your joker. Well done, Anna. Let's move on to the final question of this quiz in English on traditional British food. Question number 9. How many Michelin stars have Gordon Ramsay's restaurants been awarded collectively? Is it 16? Is it 10? Is it 20? Or is it 13? Now, Gordon Ramsay, who got his first Michelin stars, he got 2 Michelin stars, after taking over as head chef at the Aubergine in 1993. His restaurants, some of his restaurants are Maze, Gordon Ramsay at the London, Murano, La Noisette, Petrus London, Savoy Grill. And his empire expanded greatly over when he started collaborating with a Blackstone group, and he opens up his restaurants in hotels. In fact, if you're in France, there's even one in Trianon in Paris. Gordon Ramsay runs a restaurant. So there we go, and it's got a very good thumbs up on many restaurant critic sites. So there we go. 65% of you got the right answer. It is 16 stars. Yes, Gordon Ramsay's restaurants have been awarded 16 stars. 8% if you thought it was 10, 9% if you thought it was 20, and 17% if you thought it was 13. DSG, you got that one correct, my friend. You put your times 5 down on that, didn't you? You put your 5 times joker down because you got 500 points for that. So let's go over to the scoreboard. Rouge Gorge. You got the top results of the day, and Kathy Verstappen just after him. So well done. 351 of you will be sharing 100 euros. So well done. That accumulates. That comes up to 28 cents each person. 44 super winners will be taking away €1.42. Now, back in my day, that would have got you a portion of chips. I'm not sure that will get you now. Maybe a few potatoes. Go ahead, make your own chips, and don't forget, save the potato skins. Thank you very much. That was the Quiz in English with me, Hayley Edmonds, tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow night. So until then, bon appétit, and see you then.